And here we are with Mr. Marty Allen. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Mr. Allen.
I was a teacher in New York for over 40 years. I taught in a New York State correctional facility. My students were incarcerated inmates, and I tutored all subjects for the GED: writing skills, science, social studies, literature, and math.
Now, you've recently moved to the Lehigh Valley area.
That's correct.
Now, you have no problem traveling in the Lehigh Valley area. What areas have you hit up so far in your time here?
I've traveled from where I am to Northampton Community College area. I have had people come to my house to be tutored. And basically, it's a matter of either people can come to me or I can go to them.
Now, in terms of, of how high you go and of what you teach, what's the highest you go to? Like what grade level? College level? What
Basically, I start at elementary school and I go up to remedial college, where students going into college may need to brush up in their algebra, their math, trigonometry, geometry. So I can cover all that. Plus, I also do specifically GED preparation as well as SAT.
And you're licensed, obviously.
I have a New York State teacher's license and a New Jersey certification.
Gotcha. And what is your success rate, pretty much, like of the people that you've tutored that have gone on to complete their GEDs?
Well, as far as the inmates at the prison were concerned, we had a passing rate of approximately 75 to 80% of the inmates who took the test passed it. And of course, you're dealing with adults at that time. So it's a little bit different than when you're dealing with, say, a high school student who may not have his full heart into the desire to get his diploma.
Now, in terms of, what have you done in New Jersey? You said you have hit up New Jersey a couple?
I got certification in New Jersey because in case I moved there, I was going to be able to teach. But as it turns out, we moved to beautiful Pennsylvania, to the Lehigh Valley, and I did not choose to get Pennsylvania certification, having New York and New Jersey.
I see. So you really have truly dominated, if you look at it from a bystander's point, you've really dominated the Tristate area.
Basically, and one of the areas that I find the biggest weakness today is in writing skills, whether it be college students or high school students. They no longer teach writing skills such as grammar, punctuation, capitalization, and yet when they get into college, they're expected to write essays, and these essays often, leave a lot to be desired because of the student's weakness.
What's one tip that you have to give all people who are watching this?
Basically, if you really want to get a GED, if you are taking the SATs and you want to do well, as long as you're willing to work at it. I have loads of experience after teaching 40 years. I have little tricks that get students over the hump in different areas, and my success rate has been pretty good.
Now, what do you have to say to anyone? I mean, you are flexible, aren't you?
I can't quite bend over backwards, but in most ways I am.
And what are your weights?
I'm sorry?
What are your weights?
I get $50 an hour.
Now, what's the setup you have about recommendations and getting, sessions off or something?
If you are a student of mine, and if you have recommended someone else to be tutored, once I start tutoring that person, after 2 successful tutorings with the person you've recommended, you then get your next session at 50% off.
And you have advertised in terms of pamphlets and your business cards?
Yes, I've got flyers up at Northampton Community College, Cedar Crest College, and Muhlenberg.
Do you have any advertisements in the New York area and in the New Jersey area?
No, I used to have, because word of mouth after being there for so many years, you don't really need to advertise. But now that I'm new in Pennsylvania, that's why I'm doing this. I did also take out an ad in the Catholic Church's newsletter, the St. Jane de Chantel's, for tutoring, and I had it going there for a while, and now that that's over with, I'm going to try doing it through the internet.
Okay. And before we go, what is the difference? I know some people have really regretted and dawdled around in school. You know, a lot of the people have, you know, missed out on it because they were the class clowns or because they joked around a little too much. What do you have to say to the people that might not quite get your subjects lickety split? What's one of your biggest things that they may be uncomfortable, intimidated coming to you?
Well, perseverance is one of the most important things you've got to have. And secondly, when you are in a classroom of 20, 25, 30 students, it's very easy to get lost. It's very easy for the teacher not to be able to get to every student and explain what they don't understand. But when you're working one-on-one, that's when you truly are able to get something understood. If you don't understand it one way, then you say, Marty, I need to, have you explain it a different way. But eventually it sinks in and we move on to the next area.
Great. Thank you very much for your time, Mr. Allen.
Thank you.